while Clarence Thomas has been outed as by far the most corrupt member of the Supreme Court, the rest of the court has not fared well with the news cycle of the past couple of weeks. Not only Neil Gorsuch selling a house to another incredibly wealthy person that had business before the court at above market rates. Not only the many justices that have been given these incredibly cushy, well-paying, effectively foreign vacations to teach abroad, which does not just include the right-wingers, it includes those nominated by Democrats as well. But we now find out that Sonia Sotomayor also didn't recuse herself from a Penguin book case despite having received $3 million from that publisher. That is obviously a conflict of interest, and she should have recused herself in the same way that Clarence Thomas should have recused himself from any of the business that Harlan Crow had before the court. And I am glad that we know about this. It is yet another reminder that corruption runs deep across the entire court. And I will use this as an opportunity to remind you that every member of the court is insisting that no oversight is needed. They are not going to be testifying before the court. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts has already stated that very clearly. And so this is another reminder that Clarence Thomas is the worst, but they're all pretty bad. But I will also point out that the reason we know about this deal, the Sotomayor thing, is because the right-wing blog Daily Wire reported on it. Now, they're right-wingers. You might think, well, this seems like it's probably just a reason to sort of draw attention away from Clarence Thomas. And if you would like to make that case, you can pretty much just cite the final two paragraphs of their actual reporting, which we're gonna bring up right now. They talk about a seemingly coordinated push in the media to accuse conservative justices of misconduct. They're literally in the process of doing a media push to smear Sotomayor, rightly. She did it, it should be pointed out, but you're clearly just using it to try to balance the scales. And they say that, we criticize the Supreme Court more than anyone, even though we're attempting to distract from it right now. And even in that, they say that the media is overreacting about things like Neil Gorsuch selling a house and what's going on with Chief Justice John Roberts. So all of this is pretending to be oversight, but the end goal is not what it would seem like it should be. If you're participating in needed journalism, unveiling the corruption of the Supreme Court, well, then the end result of it, when we find out that Clarence Thomas is corrupt, and oh my God, Neil Gorsuch, and there's the Kavanaugh concerns, and oh Jesus, now Sotomayor, oh God, and Kagan was doing those trips abroad, well then clearly something needs to happen. That does not appear to be what they're pushing for, even though they are pointing out that Sotomayor has issues. I would like to thank them for their contribution to this story. I think that it is yet more of a reminder that we need far more ethical, not just guidelines or whatever, but legal ramifications for the sort of corruption that we're seeing. They need to submit to oversight when justifiable concerns are raised. They don't appear to be pushing for that, but I think reasonable people should. And thankfully, in some cases, like with Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, actually are.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.